Hi guys, so this is a post-market report of 16th of December. We have seen the last two sessions, Nifty managed to close above 26,000. So yesterday, though it was struggling, it opened as a gap down and went down, and then they managed to close above 26,000. But today, again, similar gap down. And then there was an attempt to recover in the beginning when it came to yesterday's low, but then it again came down, it broke yesterday's low, and then it just consistently, continuously went down. There was a bounce in between at around 145, but that did not sustain. Close to 200 EMA, you got the rejection, and then it came and closed at 25,850, which is again a very important technical level. So 25,850, 25,800, these are important levels. But remember, we have already seen that it is coming to 25,700 also recently, and it just broke and then suddenly bounced back to 26,050 also. So now we are at 25,850, and most importantly, Nifty have broken that 26,000 level and closed below 26,000. That's a very important psychological level. So let's understand what exactly happened today. See, if you compare yesterday and today, there is a big difference, right? So yesterday, mainly due to global cues, Nifty, in fact, open gap down, right? I told you in the pre-market itself that US markets was negative, so that will be reflected here. ADRs were also negative, so that will be reflected here. And there was a gap down. But again, the loss was recovered because our market was positive, was showing the strength, and mainly because of inflation numbers also, which was again at record low. So the recovery in fact have shown that kind of support and the intent also. But today there was no such intent, right? Even though VIX was not like something which you need to worry, but still market have kept on going down, right? Nifty fell 150 point even today also. There was a gap down, and further if you see it fell around 167 points today. So this time there was no recovery. Initially from yesterday's low, they made an attempt to recover, but then from 9 EMA, it just fell again, and it just keep on falling, except at that 1:45 PM there was a bounce, but then it just continuously came down, right? So the further selling was coming and closing at exactly the day's low. So in fact, this trend is coming. If you remember yesterday's post market, I've told you that they filled the gap in the up move, and they made a double top exactly at the gap fill, which is 26,050 level. And now there is a possibility that it could be a good gap down. Go and watch the yesterday's post-market analysis, and I've told you that's the reason why we are carrying some puts, and that's how it rewarded also. And then yesterday's double top, it's intact. Now it is 200 point down from that level. So again, three major reasons. Global issues are there, right? Important US economic data is due, and uncertainty is high in the global market if you look at this time. So Indian market also have had that impact of that. And second reason is it's a weekly expiry. So many were positioned in between, the straddles were there. So it was amplifying the volatility, and you'll see some volatile exaggerated moves, and you have seen that today. And that's why this sharp closing pressure also will be there on expiry days, because you see, yeah, last 2 days it was going up, but previously 3 days it was on the downside. And if you look at the lowest in this week and the highest in this week, the close is in the middle, which means that's the perfect scenario for the straddle players. You can see the lowest is 25,700, highest is 26,50. So it's exactly in the middle, 25,850 level. So 25,900 straddles got the profit, 26,000 straddles also got the profit if you consider the premium, and 25,800 straddle is also in profit. So that's how it is actually managed. Again, there is one more reason. Rupee is at all-time low, right? It is now 91 rupee per dollar. That's again a big psychological and in fact the macro trigger for this move. So today, I think main reason is this fall of rupee, and FIIs are very much worried about that. I'm not happy. Worried, not the word that I need to use. They're not happy with the market when you are allowing rupee to fall free, and your currency is now the weakest in the Asian currency. So the investors' confidence also will come down, especially the foreign portfolio investors. Their confidence is going, and the moment they come, they have to pay some amount to get the rupee, and when they take it back after paying all the taxes, capital gain, securities transaction tax, and profits, and the taxes and everything, still when they take it back in terms of rupee fall, it is badly affecting them. So it's affecting the foreign sentiments, and it is impacting the FIIs, and that's very clearly visible on the market. And also it is having pressure on banking and IT sector. So though IT sector is export oriented and they'll get some benefit, but still the pressure is coming from different areas, right? So remember, when rupee is falling, export oriented sectors will get the benefit because their payment is in dollars. So when you are converting that, they'll earn more profit. But import oriented sectors, and our economy is majorly depending on, we have a deficit, right? Trade deficit is there, current account deficit is there, because we rely on imports, especially because of the crude oil. But the good thing is that crude oil price is actually coming down. Imagine if crude oil is also going up and rupee is also falling. Think about the double burden that we are going to face. So it's not, permanent that, crude oil price will be like this. If there is any issue with the supply, then you will see if crude oil price is also going up, rupee is also falling, then your trade deficit will be massive. And that's going to affect the investor sentiment again very badly. Then Axis Bank issue was there that was adding the fuel to the fire. Axis Bank actually announced that, its net interest margin, NIM, will remain under pressure for another quarter also. So Axis Bank, if you see, that have fallen almost 5%, and that dragged the, Bank Nifty, and Bank Nifty lost a major support also. So earlier, in fact, if you look at it yesterday, previously, Bank Nifty was supported by SBI, Axis. Even when I told you yesterday, HDFC was falling, which is around 30% in Bank Nifty, but still Bank Nifty have recovered mainly because of these and the PSUs. So ICICI and HDFC were weak, right? But still, there was recovery on last few days, if you see. So Axis Bank itself have collapsed, falling 5%. So Bank Nifty also fell sharply, and Bank Nifty moved from, I think from 60,000 to 59,000. So this was clearly a structural hit, and I won't consider these as noises. So these are having some structural impact also on the market. Now, again, if you look at the IT stocks today completely failed. That's another difference if you compare it with the previous day. IT stocks were recovering fast yesterday. Infosys led the bounce, and that helped Nifty also to stabilize. But today, if you look at US market, NASDAQ was weak. So we are expecting that will happen in the Indian IT sector also, but not expecting that much because we don't have that much, connection with AI related stocks, right? So, but still, IT have broken the key technical levels. In fact, Nasdaq have broken, so we were expecting. So IT stocks were weak from the morning, and we have not seen any such recovery attempt. That's the reason why Nifty. So on one side, bank is also falling. The other side, IT is also falling. Normally, when bank is falling, either IT will be sideways or go up, and when IT is falling, bank will be sideways or go up, so that Nifty will be balanced. But today, Bank Nifty was falling, IT is also falling, so that combination actually triggered the fall in Nifty, and that didn't give any opportunity to recover also. So see, if IT does not recover, then market will not recover, especially when Axis Bank was weak and Bank Nifty was falling. And the broad-based selling is what we have seen today. It was not selective. Yesterday, I told you it was selective. There is strength in the market, but today Nifty is down, Bank Nifty is down, mid cap is down, small cap is down. Most of the sectors were down. So that's what I mean by the broad-based selling. The selling affected everywhere, but so VIX have not rising. That's something which is surprising. So in fact, VIX came to single digit also at 10. And in fact, I was discussing in the live market session that when VIX is low, it's even difficult not only for option sellers but for buyers who are scalpers also. You're not getting the premium move. So that issue was also there. Right. See, normally when there is a falling market, what should happen? VIX should rise if the fall is due to some fear or uncertainty. But today market fell, VIX also fell. That is not possible, right? It should be like inverse proportional. One is falling, the other one should rise. Why fall? Fall is because of fear or uncertainty. So today VIX is also stable. So at some point we were thinking, right, in the live market session also, we were thinking since VIX is not falling, there is not much uncertainty, there could be a recovery towards the end, but that didn't happen. So maybe market participants are believing there will be no big move on either side. That's why VIX is not expanding, right? If VIX is expanding, the premium will expand. Either side big moves you'll get. And many are believing that the market is range bound. When VIX is skewed, the market is skewed. And the selling is today there was selling, but most of them happened at the gap down itself, and then it was slow. There was a green candle, then there is a sell. Even put option was also not rewarding, except initially in the first session there was one candle only which gave the profit, and afternoon session after the big after that bounce, then there was a fall. That's where you got the benefit even from the put option also. So in fact, it was tough day for the option buyers, except if you have not, entered right on that level. Otherwise, it was difficult. So then FIIs, Rupee, there are issues with the data trust. Everything was there. Export data came. That is positive. In fact, people expected Rupee to stabilize, but Rupee made a fresh all-time low. That's affecting the confidence also. So that's raising very important question. Are FIIs still selling relentlessly? Is that one of the reason? Is capital outflows overwhelming data? So all these are bigger questions now coming in the minds of the investors. And if you look at as of yesterday, FIIs have sold almost for 13 consecutive sessions. So FIIs are continuously selling. Don't consider these as profit booking, right? These are aggressive selling, relentless selling, mainly because of the structural issues, especially and in the present context, it is rupee depreciation. So we'll discuss the FII DII data in the morning. As of now, I'm not having the exact data. So I think today is the 14th consecutive FII selling. And in fact, this is one of the longest FII selling in this recent time. So tomorrow, let's see what is going to happen. Now the range is like, let's see 26,000 if, psychological level and a very important level, round number, around, 25,700 to 26,300, right? 25,700 is the recent low and 26,300, 325, that's the recent high, all-time high. So that's the range that I'm looking for. And, straddles, strangles, whatever you feel like, you can get it done. So there is no trend. I cannot clearly see any trend. You get two, three days of down move, then one candle on the upside. This is what the trend now these days. So we can't believe this fall also. Tomorrow it may recover as well. So let's see. But 25,700, if it comes, I look for a good buying opportunity for something which I can hold also. Right. So that's all what I want to discuss. See you in the next session. Thank you so much. If you're looking for any live market mentorship session, get in touch with us. We have daily live market sessions. So see you there.